A convoy of 4 Russian trailers carrying destroyed Buk air defense systems is spotted in Donetsk region. We have the info about recent strikes on Russian targets on several occupied territories in Ukraine. On February 25th, the Ukrainian armed forces carried out a precise strike on a residential building used by the Russian 1,429th Guards Motor Rifle Regiment as a command and observation point and UAV launch site near Kopani, occupied Zaporizhzhia region, the General Staff confirms. On February 26, 2025, the Ukrainian Air Force successfully struck the UAV control center of the 503rd Motorized Rifle Regiment, 19th Division, 58th Army of Russian Forces in Nestoryanka, Zaporizhzhia region. The facility was used for controlling, storing, and servicing Russian UAVs, Astra confirms. A radar station of Russia's air defense was damaged in occupied Crimea after a Ukrainian drone attack on February 26. The strike hit a mobile station of the 31st Air Defense Division near Olenivka, Cape Tarkhankut. A convoy of 4 Russian trailers carrying destroyed Buk air defense systems is spotted in Donetsk region. We can see 4 damaged or destroyed Russian Buk air defense systems. The Buk air defense system is a family of Russian-made, self-propelled, medium-range surface-to-air missile systems designed to counter cruise missiles, aircraft, helicopters, and even tactical ballistic missiles. It was developed as a successor to the Kub system and has undergone multiple upgrades over the years. A captured Russian Marine confessed to the execution of a Ukrainian prisoner of war in the Kursk region of Russia. According to a soldier of the 810th Marine Brigade, the murder took place on December 21, 2024. He said that the Russian army took 2 Ukrainian soldiers prisoner. One was severely wounded in the leg, and another one was tied to a tree by a Marine and then taken for evacuation.
I serve in the 810th Brigade to 21st 12th. In the year 2024, near Kurilovka in the Kursk region, 2 prisoners of war were captured, after which I killed one prisoner of war, who tied him to a tree and killed him during the evacuation, then went back to the 2nd Armed Forces of Ukraine soldier, the second soldier, who was very injured. He was wounded in the leg by shrapnel from a quadcopter. After that, I contacted my commander of the 2nd Platoon, Gyurza. He gave me the order to shoot the serviceman who had shrapnel in his leg. After that, I shot the serviceman. I admit my guilt. I am ready to bear the punishment prescribed by law.
The positions of the Russian military on the front line were bombed by unmanned light aircraft carrying bombs. Long-range strike drones, converted from civilian light aircraft, began to be used for night raids on the front line and dropping bombs on the invaders' positions. A video from the Russian invaders' thermal imaging scope shows an aircraft flying at low altitude over the positions, followed by a roar of explosion, indicating that an air bomb has been dropped. Flying at ultra-low altitudes avoids radar detection and missile systems, but puts the aircraft at risk of being shot down by anti-aircraft artillery. However, the plane in the video managed to leave the site of the attack despite small arms fire. The Ukrainian military has long used such weapons to strike strategic targets in Russia. These were kamikaze planes, and then reusable bombers. In late January, a Ukrainian unmanned aircraft dropped a 250-kilogram bomb on a Russian strategic facility in the Bryansk region. There is also evidence of the use of lighter munitions, such as OFAB-100-120. Such aircraft use an optoelectronic station with a day and night surveillance channel to search for targets. It is reported that the operators of such means are, in particular, the 14th Regiment of Unmanned Aircraft Systems of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, which specializes in strike operations deep in Russian territories. Aircraft such as the E-300 Sky Ranger and A-22 Foxbat have previously been used as a platform for conversion into a strike system. Last April, one of the converted kamikaze drones attacked the Russian industrial agglomeration Alabuga, which houses the Shahed 136 strike drone production center. This facility is located about 1,200 kilometers from Ukraine. According to the Cyber Boroshno geopositioning project, these are the same bombers that repeatedly hit the Russian oil refinery Crystal in Engels, 700 kilometers from the Russian-Ukrainian border. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio warned that if Russia becomes a permanent junior partner to China, it will have a bad outcome for the U.S. and the world.
We're seeing the Russians and the Chinese, working more and more closely together these days. Is the hope here almost kind of an inverse of that strategy here of, a Trump goes to Russia type thing, or very similar to like Nixon goes to China?
I don't know if we'll ever be successful at peeling them completely off a relationship with the Chinese. I don't think having China and Russia at each other's neck is also good for global stability, because they're both nuclear powers. And if Russia becomes a permanent junior partner to China in the long term, well, now you're talking about two nuclear powers aligned against the United States. And even 10 years from now, 5 years from now, if this trend continues, we could find ourselves in a situation where whether Russia wants to improve its relations with the U.S. or not, they can't, because they become completely dependent on the Chinese because we've cut them off. I think having a situation where the Russians are permanently a junior partner to China, having to do whatever China says they need to do because of their dependence on them, I don't think that's a good outcome for Russia, and it's not a good outcome for America or for Europe or for the world.
The Volt Europe political movement has launched a petition demanding the creation of a pan-European army. They cite the deterioration of EU-US relations and the possible reduction of US security guarantees. The movement is represented in more than 30 European countries and is a member of the Green Group in the European Parliament. Volt Europa notes that the United States is no longer a reliable ally, especially after the statements at the Munich Security Conference. The statement warns, the United States may withdraw from Europe and leave it face to face with Russia. Therefore, Europe must be able to defend itself against aggressors. We must support Ukraine and compensate for the US retreat. To do this, the EU must be able to act autonomously, uniting 27 separate armies into a single force, the statement reads. The movement proposed 9 key steps, including the appointment of an EU defense minister and the abolition of national veto power over military decisions, the creation of joint European units so that the EU can act independently of the United States, as well as the full integration of the European armed forces. Volt's statement calls for increased spending on pan-European defense projects, the creation of an EU defense industry, and weapons standardization. We need a European defense union. We need common European armed forces, the political movement emphasized.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. He's doing the job every day.